Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Good, the Bad, the Sports. Let's jump right in to today's good news. Hello. For today's episode, since it seems like you guys enjoyed the wheel spin from last week's episode, I thought, let's do the wheel spin again. So, similarly to last week, we have the different categories already set on the wheel. 8 different sports, and one other category. Remember, the other category, which we landed on last week, is something related to, like, the community. So I'll spin once for the good news, once for the bad news, and once for the big sports topic of today. So let's spin for our good news. Let's see what we get. And we get tennis. So our good news for today is going to be tennis. Now, our bad news for today is going to be soccer. And lastly, our big sports topic today is going to be the other category again. Okay, so our 3 topics for today, our exciting topics, are tennis for the good news, soccer for the bad news, and our other category for the big sports topic today. Let's jump right in to the good news. Courtesy of our wheel spin for the good news, we will look at tennis. Now, some of you might know, some of you might not. Right now, the Italian Open is coming to a conclusion. With that, in the semifinals match, the number 1 seeded Jannik Sinner took on Daniil Medvedev, and Sinner was trying to maintain his number 1 seed to push to the final and take on Casper Ruud in the championship. Casper Ruud and Sinner met in the Rome Championships, but what's special was Sinner versus Medvedev. In this match, Sinner won his game in 3 sets, which he won 2-1. He took the first set, he dropped the second and won the third. The first set he breezed through. It wasn't too bad, 6-2 in the first set. Then after that, he was seen to have a lot of fatigue, a lot of cramps, even needing a medical attention for his thigh, and he was just battling illness, and it wasn't a very pretty set for Sinner in the second. He ultimately dropped 7-5. Now, what was crazy about this game, too, is Sinner was up 4-2. He was getting medical attentions, and all different things were happening to him because he was in a lot of pain, and he was up 4-2, and it started to downpour. So, another crazy turning happened, and the game was suspended overnight, and they came back to play yesterday morning, and Sinner won the third set in 15 minutes, taking those 2 games and winning 6-2, 5-7, 6-2 to win the semifinals of the Italian Open in his home country and go to the finals to pursue and try and take on Casper Ruud. Will not be an easy matchup, though. In addition, Sinner is trying to make history and be up there with legends like Novak Djokovic to become the second man in tennis history to win all 9 ATP Masters 1000s titles, which means all the major titles he's trying to go for to match the great Novak Djokovic.
Oh, what a recovery!
Ladies and gentlemen, places.
Got to be heading to the locker. Paul Ness is going with him as well.
Medvedev! Jannik Sinner!
The world number 1. makes a return.
Now, let's move on to today's bad news. For the bad news, we move on and transition to soccer. As many of you may know, the World Cup, one of the biggest sports event of all sports in history, is rapidly approaching. And big scary news for the United States team is they've had a couple of key injuries and a front office shakeup. For example, Matt Crocker, who is their soccer sports director, which is a massive role going into the World Cup now, unexpectedly resigned, and he went to take a new role in Saudi Arabia. And this was just crazy because now the front office is just shaken up and they are scrambling to find a new director before a permanent director before they co-host, because the MetLife is hosting the final of the World Cup, as well as other U.S. territories will be hosting other events in the World Cup, like Chiefs Stadium. As well, they have suffered many injuries. For example, their star forward, Christian Pulisic, suffered a glute injury, and Johnny Cardoso has a high ankle sprain, and this is putting people are having they're having fear that these two will be sidelined and not available for the tournament. But we have to see and check in closer to the tournament. But a little scare getting so close to the World Cup, and we'll see how things shake up for the U.S.
Hour number one. Johnny Cardoso officially will miss the World Cup. We talked about yesterday some of the injury concerns when it comes to the U.S. men's national team. Obviously, Tanner Tessman is out. Johnny Cardoso is now out. Christian Pulisic pulled out of game. Precautionary measures when it comes to his glute.
For the other category in the big sports topic today, we will be looking at community. Now, in the community, many star athletes and organizations and sports teams have started to fund certain programs to help athletes who are less fortunate play and pursue maybe their dreams and career of playing a sport. For example, NFL's Inspire Change and the San Francisco 49ers Social Justice Grant have spent and committed millions and millions of dollars to local organizations to end racism and to help young athletes pursue their dreams of playing maybe in the NFL and trying to get into just the NFL and other leagues. Additionally, in the NBA, the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition has been an active participant in pursuing and helping accelerate the careers of young athletes and who are impacted by poverty and racism and prejudice early on in their lives. Also, players sometimes go to classrooms to help promote getting education before pursuing a career in sports, because as many of you know, sports might not work out, so you need to have education to fall back on, or if you want to try and get a job. So they visit classes to promote education as well as emotional wellness, because that's such an important part of being a well-rounded person and just helping guide people in their steps, which is a really cool thing for them to do in the community. Also, there's something called the Foot Locker Foundation, which provides a lot of money for people who are unfortunate to go to college and get a scholarship, and it's just a really cool program that allows all people around the country to benefit if they aren't in the best situation financially. So just really cool how different sports organizations are helping with both education and for athletes to pursue a career. Just really heartwarming and a great topic for today.